The Social Justice and Cultural Studies major asks important questions about what is culture and what is power. Where does injustice come from? What do we mean by inequity and inequality? These questions of culture are not necessarily just based on a nation or a certain idea about history or even traditional practices. We look at this lens to think through power, consider where our ideas about gender and race and sexuality and ability all come from.
A lot of times when we talk about social issues or different topics, we talk about them on the level of kind of our personal or individual choices, questions of morals or ethics, or we talk about them in terms of historical patterns or kind of institutions or systemic issues. Those are both extremely important. But cultural studies fills a gap by linking those with its focus on analyzing cultural formations and ideologies.
I think about the practice of theology as the study of God and God's world. And while it's easy to think about God through scripture, through traditions and ways that people have talked about and described who God is, oftentimes we need more tools to talk about what the world is. How do we talk about race or class or gender? How do we talk about how those ideas have changed over time? What are even the words that we're using to think about how we speak about who God is or who we are? And in order for us to be faithful Christians, we have to be able to name those things, to see them in our world. If we're going to be able to find faithful ways forward, ways of embodying love or justice and peace and mercy, we also have to have a language of being able to describe what's unfaithful, what's wrong, and why is it wrong, and where did that come from, and what might it be to reimagine a new kind of world, a new kind of community, new kinds of relationships.
I often have my students coming into my classes because they're concerned about the world around them. They're concerned about social issues, and they feel like there's nothing they can do about them. And I let them know that from my perspective in my field, there are answers and ways to deal with it. It's just a matter of learning the methodologies and the histories, figuring out, how did these things come about? How have people dealt with them and worked towards change in the past? And what does it mean to then work towards change going forward?
The goal of the program at the end really is for students to be able to speak more truthfully about the brokenness in the world, that they might be able to see more clearly where that brokenness comes from, but that they might also become agents of God's justice, agents of God's mercy, of God's reconciliation, because they see the world that much more clearly. And that hopefully by seeing more clearly, they have the courage to begin to act and to speak and to create new things in the midst of that world.